So, Robert, what have you liked about the film festival so far?
Well, I've enjoyed being in Toronto. It's a really nice, beautiful city, and I think that some of the films that we've seen are films that we probably would not have seen, even on Netflix or in the theaters. Some of them probably won't make it that far. Other ones, just based on what it's about, it might not have seemed interesting. However, it's nice to just be surprised by some things that you might not have thought was something you wanted to see, and you go in and get blown totally away.
So, what are some of your favorite films that you've seen?
Well, I've seen quite a few. We just saw Casino Jack, which, I mean, my main reason for seeing that because I'm a really big fan of Kevin Spacey and George Hickenlooper, who directed it. I'd like to see them, work on some other projects together. Um, Cool It was very nice. He done documentary, which normally, again, I'm not a super documentary fan, but having seen it, I thought it was very not only just thoughtful and thought provoking, but it was actually entertaining. It was interesting, and it actually had solutions. Whereas a lot of documentaries, sometimes they're just sort of dry, lecturing, preachy, and alarmist. This one, on the other hand, was very engaging and actually offered some solutions. Dealt with global warming, which is a topic that's obviously has some controversy, but again, it's not just the typical alarmist, the world's coming to an end. It's about, what are some of the best ways of actually engaging the issue and some things that scientists, cities, politicians, as well as individuals can do to actually make a difference. That was one of my other favorites. A couple other ones include Wasted on the Young, a movie written by Canadian, actually no, it was an Australian director, and I can't remember his name. I think it was Bruce Lucas. Bruce C. Lucas directed that one, and that was really an amazing film about youth and got into some bullying and some high-tech communications issues in the way that sometimes we use that cell phone and the cameras and the texting to put actually a barrier between us and what's really going on. And it actually told a really amazing story, very visually well told, stunning. Um, and he used some really interesting camera techniques, as well as the story itself. The story was the most important thing. Lastly, I'd also give a big shout out to Rick Peters. That was another great film. I think that was a Canadian director, and I again can't think of his name right now. But what I liked about that one is that it really told a good story, very kind of a dark version of Groundhog's Day. It's about something. What if you're the same day started over and over until you had to do something to get out of it. But again, it wasn't comedy at all. It was definitely a dark story, and it had some very brutal and some very action and thriller-oriented suspense. So again, it was a really cool, well-done movie.